Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Idalia downgraded to a tropical storm, but not before unleashing fury on the south. Tonight, we'll take a look at the widespread damage. But we begin closer to home with a state of emergency in Chesterfield Township after last week's heavy rain and flooding. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kimberly Gill.
And I'm Devin Skillia. And the move comes as residents continue to clean up from those storms. Jacqueline Francis live tonight with what this means for the township. Jacqueline.
It looks a whole lot different than it did here a week ago after the storm hit and the roads were filled with water. And now with this latest move from township officials, the area hopes to be included in the emergency declaration made by the governor last week. That included counties across the state, but not here in Macomb County.
I mean, it was flooded all the way down, all the way that way. And it was just, I mean, cars were getting stuck, they're getting towed. It was just a mess. This Chesterfield Township subdivision is still recovering from last week's heavy flooding.
Everything was flooded all the way around here. Cars are coming down, causing a wake. Up to the garage, the water was flowing. It was like a no-wake zone.
Dan Smith said his basement flooded. So did the house across the street.
It's just a mess. I gotta try to clean it up.
On Wednesday, leaders in Chesterfield Township declared a local state of emergency in response to last week's heavy rain and flooding.
Don't really have insurance for that kind of coverage, so I'm going to try to do a lot of it myself.
The move opens the door for more resources to help in the recovery and cleanup efforts. The county emergency manager said they've also requested the governor add them to the statewide emergency declaration announced last week. Township officials will do damage assessment, reporting their findings to the state. It'll then be up to the state to decide if there's money for reimbursement. We're told any funding for individual homeowners would have to come from federal aid.
As a homeowner, it'd be wonderful I could get something on it from the city or from the federal government, FEMA, but as of now, I'm just worrying about myself and doing what I can to get the house kind of cleaned up so I can enjoy my basement again.
The state requires damage assessments of both private and public properties. That has to be documented by township officials. If you have damage, you can report that on the township website. Reporting in Chesterfield Township, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
All right, Jacqueline, now back to Hurricane Idalia making landfall along the Big Bend region of the Florida Gulf Coast this morning, causing flooding and some major damage.
And now Idalia has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but is still lashing Georgia and the Carolinas tonight. Idalia hit land earlier today as a Category 3 storm. It's the strongest hurricane to make landfall in that region in more than 125 years. The storm is causing flooding in some areas and has left more than 400,000 customers in Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina without power. Storm surge from Idalia is setting records for highest water levels in multiple locations from Tampa Bay through Big Bend on the Gulf Coast. Jay Gray has the latest from Gainesville, Florida.
Good evening, and what a difference a day makes. A beautiful evening here in Gainesville. If you would have told me that this morning when we were riding out this storm, I just wouldn't have believed it. Overnight into the early morning, we saw heavy rain, strong winds, but this storm, once it got over land, accelerated and moved through pretty quickly, allowing teams to get out, allowing repairs to start happening. Along the coastline, that's where Idalia made its most serious mark in Florida. It really ravaged the areas where it made landfall. A wall of water in some places 10 feet high or more, and there was that wind, 125 miles an hour sustained, that ripping apart some of those coastal communities as well. This was a well-organized, intense storm, and we know that because over land, pushing into Georgia, it was still a Category 1 hurricane. There, significant damage, flooding, down trees, and a mess in Georgia as it continued to push through. And the Carolinas now taking the beating. We've seen throughout the evening there tornado watches and warnings. They are getting some severe rain. We've seen water lapping up and over some of the seawalls there. This storm's going to continue to move, and what forecasters are saying is it's going to continue to pack this punch. It could, by late this evening or early tomorrow morning, begin to turn out and back over water where hopefully at that point it's going to fade away, but not without leaving severe damage in its wake. That's the latest from here in Gainesville. I'm Jay Gray. Back to you now.
All right, Jay, so let's turn things over to Brian Sherman in for Kim Adams tonight with where things stand right now. Still a lot of water floating around out there.
Still a lot of water going into the Carolinas.
Yeah.
They're going to be dealing with a lot of flooding over the next couple days. We've got the latest advisory in from the National Hurricane Center. Right around Charleston, South Carolina tonight is where that center of circulation is. Most of the rain falling off to the north of that center of circulation from right around Norfolk, Virginia, down through North Carolina into the majority of South Carolina. I'm expecting this to continue through the overnight and through most of our Thursday. As of the 11 p.m. advisory from the National Hurricane Center, just a tad bit weaker. Idalia with maximum sustained winds of 60 miles an hour, gusting up to 70 miles an hour, still moving off to the northeast at about 21 miles an hour. The latest track from the National Hurricane Center holds it at 60 miles an hour as a strong tropical storm through tomorrow morning, and as it pulls off to the east, south of the Outer Banks of North Carolina by tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening before it heads toward Bermuda and weakens just a little bit and pretty much impacts Bermuda with winds and rain heading into the upcoming weekend. We're into the 50s this evening, a very cool night across southeastern Michigan, 40s in Lapeer. We'll warm up tomorrow with sunshine, heading for the 70s tomorrow afternoon. Much more on the holiday weekend forecast coming up on your 4-1 forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Brian. Well, what's next? That's what's on Governor Whitmer's mind tonight. And among her 5 top issues, there's one that is rattling a few cages.
Yeah, Mara McDonald is live downtown tonight. Mara, we're talking about the state offering paid family and medical leave.
Kimberly, that's right. And there are a lot of questions about this. For starters, how do you set it up? Even more importantly, how are you going to pay for it? And there weren't a lot of details given.
The governor laying out her legislative priorities for the rest of the year, and they were focused in 5 areas. Abortion access, codifying some Obamacare provisions in state law, making Michigan a 100% clean energy state, streamlining the permitting process for businesses. But the big dog in the room was this.
Surveys show paid leave is one of the top 3 policies that people prioritize when deciding where to relocate. A majority of adults who plan to move in the next 2 years would be more likely to go somewhere with it. This is a priority for all workers, but it's especially true for women.
So how would Michigan fund paid family and medical leave? Unclear. The governor offered no details, but it would likely be a new payroll tax tonight. The Michigan Chamber of Commerce says, quote, "We have grave concerns with creating a new $1 billion plus annual payroll tax on every worker in business to fund a massive new paid leave government insurance program." The immediate reaction from a host of legislators has been non-committal and very wait and see.
Back here live, the governor did not take any questions after her address. Devin, Kimberly, we're live downtown tonight. Back to you.
Okay, Mara, thank you. Devin.
If the governor had taken questions today, it's a safe bet some of them would have been about a strange and troubling email that has come to light. The Washington Free Beacon reports a filing in a lawsuit filed by residents of Benton Harbor includes an email from a consultant to the governor's energy advisor. The email sounds the alarm over lead in Benton Harbor's water and suggests a failure to learn the lessons of Flint. Well, here's the interesting wrinkle. The email was written using letters of the Greek alphabet, which would make it unsearchable in Michigan's public records system. The lawsuit alleges authorities knew there was trouble with the water despite assuring residents it was safe.
A Wayne County judge rules against parents trying to sue T-Mobile and Wyandotte schools. The lawsuit centered around a cell tower on Washington Elementary that's been a cause for concern for parents. The former superintendent entered into a contract with T-Mobile to put the tower on the school. A judge initially ordered T-Mobile not to turn the tower on while this got worked out in court. But this week, another judge ruled that the district's deal with T-Mobile is legal. School is in session, and T-Mobile has not yet turned on that tower.
I am alive. That's what the Reverend Dr. Malik Shabazz is saying tonight as he recovers from a massive heart attack. He collapsed at his home on June 26th, was rushed to Henry Ford Hospital where doctors say his heart stopped for 45 minutes. They said the damage was so severe that a device has been implanted into Shabazz that pumps his heart for him. Shabazz describes the moment he woke up in the hospital.
My wife was laid her head on my chest and was rubbing my chest and begging me not to go and begging me to come back and not to leave her.
Shabazz, we're happy to report, is out of the ICU and is awaiting transfer to a rehabilitation center.